Hey everybody, John Young here, and today we're going to talk about Zone 5 cardio training, which is a series of high intensity intervals followed by an easy Zone 2 type of pace for recovery between each interval. You could use whatever cardio equipment that works for you. You could even run outside or on a treadmill. I like to use a stationary bike like this Precor here, so I can stay in my specific interval zone because the intense interval is a 4-minute interval, which can be pretty difficult to do out on the street with cars, stop signs, jaywalkers. You get the point. Anyway, so Zone 5 is the most kind of unpleasant zone to do, but definitely important to improve your Vo2 Max for health and longevity. Vo2 Max training should be part of your fitness protocol if you want to live long and be healthy, have a long life, but the good thing is you don't have to do it that often. Your Vo2 Max, let me explain that to you first. That's the volume of oxygen that your body can effectively transport and utilize to create energy while you're pushing yourself to your physical limits. Now this number, more than any other, precisely reflects your overall physical fitness. The higher your Vo2 Max, the more physical activities you'll be able to perform. So anyway, let's get back to Zone 5. Well, that is Zone 5. So Zone 5 training should account for about 20% of your weekly cardio. So for me, I'm doing Zone 2 cardio, training 3 days a week, and Zone 5 interval training once a week. Maybe twice a week, every other week. It depends. It takes up a lot of time. Now, Zone 5 training that I do is called 4x4s. And all that is after about a 5-minute warm-up on my bike, I'm going to do a 4-minute interval at the highest output I can maintain for 4 minutes. And then follow that up with a 4-minute recovery at Zone 2. I'm going to repeat that for about 6 intervals, so that comes out to be about 50-55 minutes total with a warm-up and a cool-down. I find it helpful to take notes. I do it on my phone. In Notes, if you have an iPhone, there's something called Notes. I leave it in there on every single workout I do, especially cardio, especially if you're new at this, because in the Zone 5 training, you have to try to figure out what resistance, what elevation if you're doing an elliptical. You got to figure out, and your output, RPMs or watts. You got to kind of figure out what you can do at your highest level that you can maintain 4 minutes. So rather making it a guessing game every time you're on the bike or whatever cardio you're doing, start taking notes and you're going to hone in on those numbers and then boom, get on it, do it. You're in, you're out. Obviously, as you get stronger, you're going to have to increase the resistance or even the RPMs, but that's going to come. So I would say, whatever cardio you're using, take notes, and so you're going to know exactly where you're at rather than make it a guessing game, okay? So again, I do Zone 5 training to increase my Vo2 Max, which has a strong correlation with longevity, and also to stimulate my glycolytic system. So as we stage, we lose glycolytic capacity. So it's important to stimulate that glycolytic system, and that's what Zone 5 training does. The glycolytic pathway is the primary energy system that uses the glucose stored in the muscles, broken down from carbohydrates, to form ATP, which is energy. So interestingly enough, the increasing mitochondrial function through Zone 2, that can take months or even years, but increasing the glycolytic system through Zone 5 training takes much less time, weeks or even months. So if you stimulate the glycolytic system 2 to 3 days a week, you'll see progress. And that doesn't have to be a full dedicated Zone 5 session, but you can add a single 4 to 5 minute high intensity interval at the end of your Zone 2 training. You'll target both energy systems, the oxidative mitochondrial system, which is Zone 2, that's what you're doing about 3 days a week. And then also the glycolytic energy system, which is Zone 5. So you'll do 1 day a week of the high Zone 5 high intensity interval training, and another 1 or 2 days a week, adding just that single 4 to 5 minute intense interval at the end of your weekly Zone 2 cardio. So also make sure you do the Zone 5, that interval at the end of your Zone 2. Do it not at the middle, not the beginning, do it at the end of Zone 2. Because if you do it at the beginning or the middle, this is going to trigger a high blood lactate, and we know that lactate inhibits the breakdown of fats and other lipids to release fatty acids. And also, lactate at the autocrine level decreases the activity of CPT1 and CPT2, and that's needed for fatty acid transport into mitochondria for oxidation. So do it at the end, otherwise you're going to ruin the whole, all your zone 2 is going to be incorrect. You're going to be too much in the lactate zones. So again, at the end of zone 2, just do that one interval, okay? So basically that's zone 5 training in a nutshell. And if you need to refresh yourself on zone 2, which is low heart rate training, check out the video on my channel. At the end of this video, I'll have it linked. And that's it. All right, again, find a piece of cardio that really works for you because you're going to spend a lot of time on it. All right, guys, any questions, message me. And thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you haven't. And good luck.